This week on the Spotlight, we talked to Adam Eaton. He's the leadoff man. He's where it starts offensively. And then, on the Spotlight, we flash back to the days of Barry Bonds wearing a Pittsburgh uniform. And then we got a little snippet of Robin Ventura.
Hey, what's up, Patrick? This is D Rose. I just want to say congratulations on your 1400 show. Hope you much success and continue to do your thing.
Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago's sports teams are making news, this is the 27th year of the Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You got to get to Calabria Imports, Italian Foods Deli. Mention this TV ad for a free Joe Tea with a sandwich order. It's at 1905 West 103rd Street. They have great stuff. I'll shop there. I'll see you there. Calabria Imports. You've got to get to the Cove for my trivia game. Wednesday, July 29th at 8 p.m., 1750 East 55th. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Calabria Imports has Italian foods and a great deli. You mention this TV ad, and you get a free Joe Tea with a sandwich order. Conveniently located at 1905 West 103rd Street, Calabria Imports has great stuff. Check it out. I do all the time. Since 1967, El Jardín has been serving the finest Mexican food. Before, after, during ball games, located conveniently just 3 blocks south of Wrigley Field, 3335 North Clark. Whether there's a game or not, you still get hungry, and El Jardín has great service, great food, and great drinks. I've enjoyed every meal I've had there, and you will too. So get to El Jardín for great Mexican food at 3335 North Clark Street in Chicago. You'll be glad you did. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting, most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. We're back on the Spotlight. Of course, the All-Star break is underway, and one of the things just before the break occurred was a particularly thrilling come-from-behind extra inning win when Adam Eaton hit the long ball. And we were able to catch up with him and discuss some of the elements of that and the mood of the club, because certainly in about an 8 to 10 day period just before the break, the White Sox showed some sparkle and looking like a team that could get back to 500 and maybe get back in this race. By the time you watch this, we'll be in the All-Star break, but there were some really good things going on leading into it, and I'm talking to a man who's a big part of that. I guess we should start with that extra inning blast. Just tell us your mindset going to the plate and you know, in a game that was really intensely fought.
Yeah, it was a tough back and forth game. We were up early with 3 runs, and then they came back with 4, and we battled back. It was like I said, great, hard fought game, long game. With bad weather, it seemed like throughout the game as well. So going to the 11th, I was just trying to get on. I went to bunt the first pitch that he threw me, and happened to be a ball. I knew he threw a lot of fastball, so. My next pitch, I was like, let's just try to, put something in the gap, hit something hard, and happen to get a ball, another fastball up, and, was lucky enough for it to go out.
Yeah, there was some pretty intense joy. In fact, I think for the first time ever, I saw liquids coming your way before you even touched the plate. I was like, hey, make sure he touches home, you know?
Yeah, no, it's always fun, having a walk-off homer or anything walk-off to a win. So, yeah, guys get a little festive. They do. I mean, when I was with Arizona, guys would throw dirt down your shirt and throwing all kinds of different liquids, gum, whatever they could get their hands on. So I think Chris Taylor was the culprit with a whole gallon of Gatorade that he brought to the plate. So, like I said, it's all in good fun and, makes it all more memorable.
No doubt. Well, during this resurgence where you guys have, been winning close games and such, I've noticed one of the things that maybe impressed me the most is an improvement in defense. And a couple of home runs stolen from the opposition. And Alexi made a hellacious play in the hole that cut down one of their rallies.
No, definitely. I mean, defense wins championships. I truly believe that. I think, spotlight the defense. Our pitching has been solid as it has the last, 2-3 weeks. Our hitting has come around the last week and a half. So, we've been playing better baseball. But, yeah, it definitely starts defensively. When you can get good defensive plays behind your pitcher, taking away, base hits here and there. Alexi making a great play in the hole, cutting down the runner there at second base. You're going to win ball games. You get good pitching, you catch it, and you hit it, you'll be all right.
Your starters as a group have been pretty solid. A lot of quality starts, and sometimes they leave with a lead and no decision and whatnot. As a group of hitters, do you almost feel like maybe in the second half you owe them a couple games and get this thing rolling, give them a lead early?
No, definitely. I mean, they pick us up the majority of the year so far, so it's important for us to come in each day and want to do it for them. I mean, truly. I mean, if you play for the guys in here and you play for the pitchers, they go out and they work their butts off. You want to reward them. So I don't know if we owe them anything, but we're gonna continue to work just as hard as we have in the past, and hopefully luck can be on our side.
To wrap up, at the beginning of the year, there was a lot of talk about the White Sox being more of a running team this year. Mm-hmm. And I know Micah went down, and that was supposed to be the 1-2 punch with you. But, with Vince Coleman on your staff and you're a guy who can steal, do you feel that you're going to be looking for those opportunities a little more maybe?
You know what? It's been kind of a tricky year. Early on, there was a lot of games that we really couldn't run in. It was either we're up or we were down by a lot. And then as well as we thought the bats were going to, swing a little bit better. So it's been kind of a tricky year thus far. But I think, as we get into the swing of the season and really towards the middle and now towards the, latter part, I think we're going to definitely try to look to run a little more. It's kind of tricky as well with Jose being in the 2-hole because you're always a double away from hitting a homer. So it's very tricky. It's not as easy as just getting on the base and running because if you do that, you're not going to be very successful. You're going to be throwing out a lot. So it's very strategic but hopefully definitely to be more aggressive on the base pass.
Well, as long as you guys are hitting the ball like you have been in recent games, maybe that won't be such a key element.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
All right, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
Appreciate
a lot.
it.
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furlan, DDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. Nuevo Leon, for the best Mexican cuisine since 1962. Serving every day from 7 a.m. to midnight. Conveniently located 1515 West 18th Street, just a block east of Ashland in Chicago.
Of course, they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a wide range of menu items. Everything from steak, seafood, to breakfast, to chicken, pork, dine-in, carry-out, tacos, enchiladas, everything you can imagine, and great quality at Nuevo Leon, 1515 West 18th.
We're back on the spotlight. It's time to talk the manager. And Robin Ventura had some thoughts about the games, the highly intense interleague games, and I believe they're the most intense in the major leagues. The Cubs against the Sox. And of course, it kicked off with the games at Wrigley Field, but the Cubs are coming back here, of course. Robin's played in them, he's managed them, he's seen them from all angles, and he talks a little bit about them and some other things going on with his Southside club.
What's your take on the Cubs-Sox rivalry that will be getting back?
They're always fun. I think anytime you have interleague that city has two teams, it's always a fun environment. I think guys enjoy it. Fans enjoy it, but guys, the players enjoy it too. Everybody downplays it, but there's always a little more energy in either stadium, whichever one you're playing in, when you're playing in those games.
Is it a different rivalry just because it's the same city, though?
Is it what?
Is it a different rivalry than others just because it is the same city?
Yeah, I mean, each city is unique in how they how it plays out, but they're the same. I mean, you got fans that are living in the same city, rooting for each team, and this one is north south. The other one might be a little boroughs. LA, it's north south. So it's a fun environment. I think any city that's fortunate to have two teams in the same area, it's what interleague was meant for.
You mentioned the ones you played in. I imagine New York.
I didn't do the Bay one.
No, but the ones you did play.
Yeah.
You mentioned, is New York probably the more intense one, or is this one up there as far as fan intensity goes?
They're always in. I mean, it doesn't matter. What city it is. Fans are passionate about their team, and this one is no different. They're all fun to play in.
Just from living here, do you pick up on how the Cubs are doing, pay attention to it, just from kind of being around?
Yeah. I mean, you can't help but know what's going on, and a couple guys. For me, a couple guys that are there, and you pay attention how they're doing, and but the focus is for me is here, but you pay attention just like you do any other team of kind of what's going on.
Was there always an extra chip on the shoulder of White Sox players and people when they played the Cubs because of the supposed, this is a Cub town type situation?
I don't know if there's a chip, but you always want to do well in it. I mean, your fans want you to do well. I don't know if there's. I think you're probably getting that like a underdog feel or whatever, but that I think we've always had that, regardless of who we're playing.
Have you ever seen any rats at Wrigley Field?
Have I? By name or by name? I don't. No, I not by name. No, but yeah, those stadiums seem to have a healthy underground of animals.
Next question.
Where do you feel?
Well done.
You feel some momentum coming from your team right now?
You like what you see offensively last night of guys. I mean, we're putting a deficit in that first inning thing, so that's good news. And pitching wise, our guys have been doing well. I mean, they've been keeping us in games to be able to come back and score. And sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But offensively, I like what happened last night. Getting out early, being able to come back, and then to win it late. So, we need some more opportunities to be able to do that. Knock in, there's a 2-out RBI situation. We knocked in a couple guys, and that's always good to see.
Jeff's been moved 3 times in the last year, and a lot of rumors about him going again. Do you think that impacts him and his teammates as we get into July here and there's only a couple weeks left?
I don't know how much, but they're aware of it. You know, I think a guy like him that's played along as long as he has and has been moved, you know, you're aware of it. Is it going to affect him? I would hope not. I mean, he's a competitor. I think that's the first thing you notice about him, that you know, he wears his emotions on his sleeves when he's pitching, but just his preparation, everything goes with it. He competes first to win that day, and whatever happens, whatever the cards are dealt, is what's going to happen. But I don't think he lets that get in the way of him competing. At least I know, you know, right now he's been pitching well, and you know, there's been rumors already floating.
Was that tough for you that first time you were a free agent, and you had to deal with the last couple of months of thinking about not being somewhere you...
I think the first time, and then after that you realize you can't control any of that, so you might as well, you know, just focus on what you can control. And you know, he's done that. I mean, he's already been through it, so I think for him this is just getting into pitching.
Slider and splitter, is that the difference in what he's been about lately?
Yeah, I think command. You know, it always gets back to command. I mean, he's had some good games where, you know, command might not have been as sharp, but you know, the games that he's been on it, you know, I think command has been the biggest thing, and it's been a sharp split with a slider and being able to just kind of limit what's going on.
With your better results the last 8 to 10 days, do you sense your team has a renewed sense of urgency about just overall playing better and getting into the race?
I don't know about a sense of urgency. I mean, we've had that for a while now. I mean, it might not be the results, but you know, there's guys that are coming in here grinding every day, and you know, that's the one thing these guys do, is they show up every day, they're ready to go, and they can get frustrated because it might not go their way on a certain day, but they come in ready to play. And I think that's, for me, you're proud of the way these guys come in and grind and do the things that they have to do to try and win a game. You know, the result might not be there that night, but you know, they're ready to go.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget, the Illinois Lottery, too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. You know you should get to the Dirty Sock on alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. when I do my trivia game. They have great food, great drink, great people at 93rd and Roberts Road. It's a fun place. I've been going there for years. So start coming out on Thursday nights at least. I'll see you at 8 o'clock. We'll have fun. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, Parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's.
You know, in the Chicago media, and fans to an extent, have criticized Greg Maddux pretty heavily, and he's going to be in the sweepstakes that you're going to be in. They offered him $28 million, and he's thinking of 32. And the average fan who maybe has trouble affording the ballpark says, what's the difference? Now, how would you address that to the fans who maybe have a little trouble relating to your seeking your market value? And, of course, the All-Star Game, you had talked about a lot of possible different places you'd go. Help the fans out on that.
Well, basically, the fans need to understand one thing: we all live in the real world. Let's live in the real world. And let's not use baseball as a crutch, or acting, or singing, or whatever as a crutch to not having that ability, or not having the opportunity, or being able to do those things that athletes do, or singers, or people that entertain the public. If I was a garbage man and you were a garbage man and we were working in the same job and I got a job offer for $25 more, where am I going? I'm going to take my $25 and be a garbage man that's happily over there because I have to support my family. I think Greg Maddux is doing the things that he feels that he's accomplished throughout his career, and he wants to make the right decisions for himself. I don't think anybody should put him down for that. He's going to have another opportunity, and yet the $28 million or whatever they offered him is not off the table anyway, because yet it has been put on the table. If there's no better offer, I'm pretty sure he's going to take the $28 million and stay here.
At the All-Star game, you were quoted very heavily about all the different places you might be traveling to. And, of course, the Chicago press talked to you about this city. What do you know about Chicago, either from your dad's experiences, having played on both teams, interestingly enough, and what about National League versus American League?
Well, basically, I'm not picking any team particularly. Everyone always says that you're picking a team. I'm from California, and obviously you want to be in one home and play in your hometown. I've never had that opportunity before, so it's not something that will bother me if I'm not there to this day. I love Chicago just due to the fact that the fans, everybody talks about their fans, and their fans are the best in all the cities. And I had a girlfriend when I went to college that lived in Libertyville, so when I came out to Chicago, we had great weather like this all the time. So I said, this is great. And she had this big old mansion house, and I said, I love it out here. I've always liked Chicago. I mean, it's always been a good hitter's ballpark, except when the wind's blowing in. But yet still, I have never heard anything overly bad about players. I think they've always praised the players here, fans and press, and that's a good feeling. You want to put your family in a good atmosphere and a well-rounded sports atmosphere, because you're going to have to live in that every day. And this would be one of the places that I would love to play for.
And how about American League versus National League? Any preference there?
No, I have no preference. I've stated over and over again, I'll play in South Africa as long as I can support my family.
Well, that spells it out. To wrap up, looking ahead, let's say the Pirates put on the run that they need to put on and you're back in the playoffs again. Amongst the many things you've taken flack for was making bold statements during the playoffs. Are you going to be watching your P's and Q's, or are you going to say exactly what's on your mind when playoff time would come?
Well, I've never said anything bad in the playoffs. I think it's just what the writers and the media wants to perceive and give to the public. Andy Van Slyke has always been the great white hope on our team ever since he came over in '87. But I'm not the only one that says that. I mean, you can walk on this field with me right now and you'll say, what is Andy Van Slyke called? And everybody on the whole team will say he's a great white hope, as though Larry Bird is for Boston. Andy knows it's not an insult, and we don't try and insult each other. And Jeff King's situation was a situation where his back was bothering him, and we were already 3 games down, and I was just like, emotions just came in. Come on, man, give us anything. Because he was the best. He already hit 2 home runs off Brownie the game before, and it was just like, if anything you can do, man, we need this, because we'll all have all winter to rest if that was the case. So it was more of an emotional thing that people took out of content.
Well, we're going to continue watching the Pirates and the entire National League East. They're wrapping it up. The Pirates are heading in, so watch for this man, whichever city it may be, and I assure you he'll be saying what's on his mind and hitting the ball. We'll be back with more in the Spotlight right after this.
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people, have a tremendous time at Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine. You'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's.
Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Baracos for my trivia night. Thursday, July 23rd at 8 p.m. I'll be at 3047 West 111th in the Mount Greenwood neighborhood. Then I'll have trivia Monday, July 27th at 8 p.m. at 134th and Cicero in Crestwood. So get to my new Baracos trivia shows. Thursday the 23rd on 111th, Monday the 27th on Cicero. See you there. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. You better get to Jackie's Hot Dogs, open past midnight 7 days. 2 Polish and fry, $5.69. Gyros plate with big fries, $8.59. Big Baby double cheese, $2.85. Tamales, Italian beef, pizza puff shakes, chicken breast, onion rings, and more at 5415 South Pulaski. They have it all going on at Jackie's Hot Dogs. I highly recommend it. I eat there periodically. I love it. You should try it too.
Back in the spotlight and the dust has settled. Let's take a look at some of the action from the Bears against the Bears. And yes, the defense dominated from start to finish. Some key people were missing, like Sean Gale, Keith Van Horn, Jay Hilgenberg, William Perry. And you know that Iron Mike had to be concerned about that. You know his new slogan, fit to hit, kick. On just the fourth play from scrimmage, Richard Dent, one of the guys accused of not being in shape, put the defense ahead 2-0 with the sack. His strange scoring system, a little too tough to explain. Wendell Davis up to his old tricks. Here's a guy who led the Bears in receiving last year, kind of picked up where he left off, looking good. Steve McMichael, who got all kinds of accolades, especially from Coach Ditka, made it 5-zip as he busts through. One of 5 defenders to get picks in this game. Then old number 76 made it 7-0 defense with the sack. Hard to believe he's in his 13th year. Tim Ryan, why he's being allowed to wear Dan Hampton's number 99 is a strange thing. I thought that should be retired, but he's got the sack here. Ron Cox trying to stay healthy this season, playing some solid defense on the pass at linebacker. Kevin Butler is on the verge of passing Walter Payton as the Bears' all-time leading scorer. I predict he'll do it October 4th at Minnesota, by the way. No help from the wind as he booms it to the end zone here. Paul Justin was the best quarterback of the day. He's battling for the number 3 job, they say, but he was a tough 11 of 13 with no interceptions. The defense led 8-0 when Darren Lewis, picking up where he left off, that fine Dallas playoff game, gets the only offensive touchdown of the day. He was looking good. Trace Armstrong busted through for the sack, and the defense had tied it 8-8. Will Fuhrer, I hate to see a left-hander struggle, but the fumble here, and Mark Carrier picks it off, takes it back the other way.
Thanks for watching. See you next week. The Lansing Floral Shop.
Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero.
Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound, saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing. Call 708-396-1010.